Minecraft 1.20 is finally out, and along with it came many new opportunities for creative expression and storytelling within Minecraft. However, there is one complaint about this update that I've seen multiple players bring up, which is that compared to past updates, Minecraft 1.20 just feels kinda empty. In this video, I intend to answer why I think this is, and suggest what Mojang can do about this in future updates. One potential explanation for this is that 1.20 is just a small update. If we look just at the quantity of the features that were added, 1.20 added 51 new blocks, 43 new items, 2 mobs, 1 biome, and 1 major structure. 1.16 on the other hand, which is generally regarded as one of Minecraft's biggest updates, added 74 new blocks, 19 items, 4 mobs, 4 biomes, and 2 new major structures. Looking at these numbers, it's immediately noticeable that 1.16 seems to have more features in each of these categories than 1.20, with the exception of 1.20's whopping 43 new items compared to 1.16's 19 items. However, this large number is entirely because of the pottery shards and armor trim templates. If these are grouped together, then 1.20 added a significantly less impressive 9 items, which makes it closer to 1.19's 33 new blocks, 18 items, 4 mobs, 2 biomes, and 1 major structure. However, despite the fact that 1.20 is clearly smaller than 1.16 in terms of quantity of features, I'm not convinced that this is necessarily an accurate way of measuring the impact that the update has. After all, 1.16 is the update that brought us 17 different blocks made out of blackstone. So while the small amount of features may be one reason that 1.20 feels so small, I think it's important to also consider the actual impact that the features that were added did have to the game. If we look at 1.19 for instance, it's immediately noticeable that the features that were added weren't as impactful to the gameplay. As a matter of fact, almost all the features that were added were related either to the mangrove swamp or the deep dark, meaning that if you did not visit either of these two locations, chances are 1.19 wasn't an update that impacted you. Unless, of course, you're going around using the chest boat on a regular basis, but let's be honest, you're probably not. While you could make the argument that 1.16 is only impacting players who visit the nether, chances are if you're not visiting the nether at some point, you're doing it on purpose. However, interestingly enough, 1.20 isn't actually like 1.19. 1.20 absolutely is an update that will impact players, and its features are not confined to 2 very specific locations. Many generated structures, for instance, now contain a unique variant of the armor trim template item, which means that if you visit almost any generated structure, you will be impacted by the new update. And on top of giving players an incentive to explore a variety of structures, 1.20 also gave players new ways to express themselves and give a history to their world. So if it has a much larger impact than 1.19, then why does it feel so small? I think what it really comes down to is that despite the fact that 1.20 has much more of an impact on the gameplay than updates such as 1.19, many of the updates before then were much more transformational towards a certain aspect of the gameplay. 1.13 took the previously boring and dull oceans and filled them with life. 1.14 made villages much more interesting and added plenty of new mechanics. 1.16 added much more life and variety to the nether, and 1.17 made cave generation way more impressive. Each of these updates brought changes that felt much more spectacular, whereas some of the most notable features of 1.20 take the shape of a little thing in a chest and some sand. And I'm not trying to make fun of these features, I actually quite like them. I'm actually really looking forward to these opportunities that 1.20 is bringing for expression and storytelling. That being said, I don't think anyone can really deny that compared to some of the features that were introduced in previous updates, these features in 1.20 just feel significantly less impressive. They're not bad features, they're just less exciting. It also doesn't help that 1.20 has a much less concrete theme than previous updates. Whereas 1.20's overall theme is much more abstract, updates 1.13 to 1.18 had much more concrete themes, and focused all of their features on a very specific part of the game. As a result, these updates had a feeling of taking something old and making it completely new, whereas 1.20 has a feeling of taking the entirety of Minecraft and just sprinkling a little bit of extra stuff on top. So what do I think that Mojang should change moving forward? Is the solution to this problem just to make every single update completely game-changing and have it completely overhaul a specific aspect of the game? Well, no, I don't think so. This may come as a surprise to you, but I think that the best thing that Mojang can do is, well, not to change anything. Perhaps the reason that 1.20 feels so small is because we've been conditioned to expect every single update to be a complete game changer. But in the long term, I do not believe that this would be healthy for the game. There are only so many parts to the game that Mojang can dedicate an entire update to overhauling, and even now they are quickly running out. Furthermore, Minecraft is beginning to feel like it's becoming bloated with items that aren't generally used by players. Like, tell me, when was the last time you went out of your way to get a turtle shell? And while resources like copper and amethyst have future potential, there's not much of a point to giving those a use if they're just going to be replaced by more items without a use. Overall, perhaps it's for the best that Mojang slow down on the amount of features they're adding to the game, and perhaps take some time to focus on cleaning up after the bigger updates to make the game feel like a more coherent whole. Not only does 1.20 do this, but it also is an update that focuses on expressing creativity and telling stories, 2 very important aspects of Minecraft gameplay. Thus, despite being perhaps a less exciting update, I certainly do not consider 1.20 to be a bad update. I do, however, think there may be one potential downside to focusing only on smaller updates, which is that it may result in a decline in Minecraft's popularity. After all, this has happened before, with Minecraft's popularity decrease drops around 2017 likely partially being caused by lack of update quality and size. Similarly, the Minecraft renaissance in 2019 was likely caused by an increase in update quality and size around that time. Thus, perhaps the solution is for Mojang to find a balance between releasing updates that are larger and more exciting, but also releasing updates that are smaller from time to time to avoid pushing out features at too quick of a pace. My hope is that by doing so, Mojang will give themselves time to sort out problems with Minecraft gameplay, but also keep the Minecraft community excited about future updates. Feel free to share your opinions in the comments below. I'm genuinely interested to hear what you have to say. And as always, thanks for watching.